What's up, my geeks? Jeffrey Powers from Geekazine, Think Magazine, Put in a Geek. CES was fun. Had a great time. Almost didn't go. And there's reasons why, but the big thing was I'm glad I did go because I got to do a lot of great stuff. And I got some tech that came with me back from CES. And I'm going to show you the cool tech that I got at CES. Some of the things, not all of them. We'll take a look at them, maybe unbox a couple things and go from there. Next on Geekazine. What's up, my geeks? Jeffrey Powers from Geekazine, Think Magazine, Put in a Geek. All the products that we're going to talk about today came from vendors from CES, but they're not sponsoring anything here. All opinions are my own as we take a look at them, whether it be unboxed already or as we go and unbox it. This is only a few of the products that I got from CES. I'll be doing some more product reviews after that as time goes on because they were just either not unboxed or not ready to be shown yet. So we will do that throughout time. All you have to do is go over to geekazine.com, youtube.com/Geekazine, like, subscribe, comment, bell notification so you know when the next video comes out. All right, we're going to start with this guy right here. This is called the Amazfit. And what this is the Active Max. It is an Android style watch, but does work on iOS. It uses a program called Zepp. I've been actually wearing this watch ever since I did get it at CES. I was at PepCom, which is an after event that is run by a third-party company, but it's sanctioned through CES. The Amazfit Active Max, it's actually a pretty cool watch, Android-based watch. I'm pretty impressed with some of the numbers. Now, some of you may know that I do have an Apple Watch, but I do have an Apple Watch Series 6. There are some things that I really need to start thinking about for my next watch. The biggest thing is the Apple Series 6. That was a recharge every single day. And how crazy is that? 4 years, 5 years, something like that. What's really cool about this watch right here is that I put it on my wrist and it took 3 weeks before I charged it back up again. And I got it to 100%. I've put a few more things onto it. So right now it's been about a week since I last charged it and it's sitting at about 65%. It's really easy to put on straps, just like the Apple Watch. It's got the pull the pin so you can put this on. It's got a nice little rubber wristband that I can use, and of course I could probably find something a little bit more. It's a little bit oversized from an Apple Watch and it's circular, and that's the one thing I do miss, and the one thing that I had to give up when I did start wearing an Apple Watch, and that was it was a square watch as opposed to a round watch. For some reason I love the round watch. It looks and sets up fairly straightforward. You use the Zepp app to put in all your configuration, does it very easily. It hooks up to all your vitals and all your information that you need it to. And of course you can choose what apps will play on this. But I can tell you, there's a lot of apps that just instantly started to work and I was happy with that. I could go back in and turn them off. Not a problem. But with this, like for instance, in my garage, I have a camera, and of course, every time the camera gets kicked out, I get a notification every time my garage door opens through the MyQ app. So I am always on beat with that. And emails come through, text messages, no problems right there. I do miss a few things. There are some times that the watch gets the notification after the phone, but there have been times where the phone gets notification after the watch, which is really interesting. Got all the biometrics on there so I can get my heart rate. It's telling me a lot of stuff that my Series 6 didn't tell me on my watch face. And of course, I can change the watch faces as I go. Here's the Zepp app right here. We have our health monitor, which we can then say, hey, how do we want this all to react from here? I've got all my notifications and reminders set up. I usually don't have notifications on email, but definitely text messages. And I can set everything up through this app right here. Many different watch faces that I can use as well, like this one right here, which is a nice Apex tracker face right here, which I could put onto the watch. But I kind of like the default face right now. It works really well. And once again, 65%. Like I said, I charged this last week and it's only at 65%. I will have at least another week and a half maybe before I even have to think about putting it on the charger. It is a proprietary charger, so you don't want to lose it because it's a little disc with 2 little tines on it that you hook this up into. You might want to invest in a second charger or a third charger. Maybe can't go down to Best Buy and get a charger like that. You'll want to go and get it right there. Some other things that the Amazfit Active Max has to it is basically it's a 1.5-inch AMOLED display. It's got a 25-day battery life. It's got offline maps, GPS, 4 gigabytes of storage on there, so you can put some music on there if you want to. 170 sports modes. It's water resistant. It gives you your heart rate and your sleep fitness tracker, which is pretty interesting. And of course, you can set it up for your Android or your iPhone or both. So sometimes I switch back and forth. And so it's nice to actually have a watch that will go with that. Now, the sleep mode, that was pretty interesting because it told me a little bit more than what my Apple Watch was telling me. Like, for instance, it was telling me when I woke up, when I went to sleep, all that other stuff. It was telling me when I was having breathing issues while I was sleeping. And of course, that usually happens when I'm at a hotel. When I'm at home, I'm a lot better. But there were points where it said you had a little apnea going there, which I'm well aware of. And I've worked hard to make sure that that doesn't happen on a regular basis. But it told me a lot about my sleep patterns, so I can make corrections each evening so I don't wake up tired and not ready to start the day. Once again, this is the Active Max from Amazfit. It's got a great battery on it. It's up to 25 days for that battery. It's got the 4 gigabytes of onboard storage on there. You can download maps on here. You can download your music on here and get the turn-by-turn directions that you want, all accessible right from the wrist. And then finally, it's got that Zepp Coach to it, and that's through the app. There is a regular Zepp Coach, and then of course you can subscribe to more programs through the Zepp app and then be able to get yourself nice and healthy so your bio charges at a top level. And it is $169 for the watch. And of course, all these links we will have down below in the description over on youtube.com/Geekazine or Geekazine.com. This right here was one of the things that my wife was really excited about. And what this is the Artemis by Renpho. It's a 4D infrared light mask with 3 different modes, of course, helping you with your skin routine. When I brought it home, she was really happy to see it. She was really looking into one of these types of masks. Of course, Renpho makes a lot of sports devices, from the massage guns to weight scales and everything like that. And of course, health beauty is a very important part on that as well. Now, this thing, and I can't see because I don't have my glasses on. This thing comes with the little remote control that gives you 3 different modes on your mask to do whatever you need to do, whether it be light skin routine. We had our niece check it out and she tried it on. She had some acne issues and her face felt a lot better after this. The one thing about these infrared masks that are great is the fact that they're very flexible. And before you was basically like a mask. But you can see how easy it is that it bends and turns. There's a couple different Velcro areas right here, one for under the chin, and then of course the adjustable straps on the sides to fit around your head. 324 LEDs inside of here. And like I said, there's 3 different modes, and we're going to turn this on just so you know. So here's the first mode. We got second mode, and then third mode. We got light color, red light. We got blue light and then a purple light. We also got a timer control, and you can go from 10 minutes to 20 minutes to 30 minutes. And of course, this control right here will tell you everything you need to know. It plugs right in. There's a USB-A, which plugs into the mask. And then on the other side is USB-C, which charges up the unit. Now, this is a 2000 milliamp battery. So we've got it right now. It's at half charge, but it charges up fairly quick. And of course, you can use it if you're using it 10 minutes at a time. You can get a few different sessions out of this before you have to recharge this unit right here. And I like the fact that I can connect it from the mask, so I can put this somewhere else to charge, and then when it's ready, just plug it right back in and I'm good to go. This is an FDA cleared mask. It is built to enhance radiance, smooth signs of aging, and foster visibly healthier skin. Things that it will help with is acne, skin redness, wrinkles, and smooth that out through each session. It's the 3-in-1 photonic skincare solution. So you have a total recovery option. That's the main red LED lights. You have the blue light, which gives you anti-blemish. So if you've got some breakouts, then you might want to put it on blue. And then that purple will help with your wrinkles. And the best part is you can wear it anywhere. Now, this also comes with some caps that you can put around the eyes. That's so it blocks the light. I had a hard time with them. The wife had a hard time with them, so we don't have it in the mask. We like to use it as it is. And it's nice at the beginning of the day to get started and just kind of get that skincare routine out of the way, or in the evening or anywhere. I mean, this is flexible enough. I could have used it while on a plane. She could have used it while we were driving over the weekend on our trip. You can use it while working. You can use it however you need to use it. You can set this on for about 10-20 minutes and get that repair that you need. And yeah, I do use it every now and then before I get on camera, because you never know. Do I look good? Let me know in the comments below. Next up, we're going to take a look at this. This is from our friends over at Shiftcam. And what this is the SnapStudio light, which is technically you could call it a ring light. It's more square than anything, but it allows you to snap that around your phone to get a nice light. So if you're doing a selfie or if you're doing a vlog or anything like that, you're able to get some light around there. And I could have used that in some of those places at CES that were pretty much low light. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what we got. It's got 106 LED lights on it, so you can get the brightness that you need from wherever. Of course, it has the ability to snap on, or you can add a tripod into it. Now, what we talked about at Shiftcam was a whole bunch of stuff, including their Planck hard drive that came out. And then, of course, all these devices, all these cool little add-ons for your phone, so you could actually turn your phone into a cinematic style camera and get the video that you want, whether if you're just getting your kid playing in the park, or if you are turning your videos into feature-length movies. Then this is the Pro Creator stuff is where you want to go. We got a little bit of documentation here, and of course the information on the SnapStudio light. We've got the light right here. And then it looks like we have the little tripod, which is great. So this is the camera right here. As you can see, we've got the magnetic MagSafe holder right here. There is a QR code that you can also connect it up to get all the documentation. On the bottom, we have 1/4 inch, and on the sides, both sides, and on the top, we have 1/4 inch. So you can connect it up to a tripod without a problem. Let's go ahead and peel this off. And then what you would do is you would take your phone like so, and you would snap it on like that. This piece right here turns. So if you go from selfie to front face camera to selfie camera and back, you have that ability. And it really doesn't matter if you're going vertical or horizontal. You can put the tripod onto it. That tripod has a pivot head, which is cool, which I'm assuming can be tightened down right here. There we go. Yep, that tightens it down. And then, of course, we put the legs down. There's the full light right there. And then, of course, where you see the S, that's not the magnetic side. You have to put it to the magnetic side. We're going to turn that. There we go. We'll plug that in. We'll put on my camera mode. There I am right there. And then turning it on, there are buttons in the back that will allow you to turn it on. I don't know if this is charged or not. Oh, look at that. It is charged. So I've got a really nice selfie light. I can see that. Well, I can see that through my glasses. There's me in the selfie mode on my phone. And of course, we can adjust the light in the Kelvin mode from basically indoor to outdoor. And of course, the brightness, which I'm turning down right now. as you can see. Now I'm going to turn that back up. So that's all buttons that are controlled onto the device right here. And those buttons are in back right here. We also have a light indicator, as you can see, that allows me to know how much battery I have left. So if I'm doing anything from a beauty vlog or anything like that, I'm good to go. The only problem is I am wearing glasses, so you can kind of see the square in there. If I did this, then I'd have a full look without you knowing that I'm using this this ring light. The Shiftcam Studio light is about $90, and it does come with the tripod. Up next comes from MyQ. I visited them at, I believe that was also PepComp. They gave me the 3-in-1 home camera system. This comes out of the garage and goes to your front door or your back door. I have the garage door opener and the camera for the garage door opener, so I can actually open my garage door whenever I need to, set up for Amazon Key, so they can drop packages off in the garage rather than on the step when I'm away at CES, so it doesn't stay there for days on end. So this is a 3-in-1 with many different ways to unlock it. You can unlock it with a fingerprint, you can unlock it with a face assist, or you can unlock it with a PIN code. You can also go on your phone. So let's say something's going on in the house and you're at CES and the neighbor comes over and says, "Hey, what's going on over at your place?" And you say, "I don't know. I just don't know." And so they have to go in and check it out. You can give them access for that by giving them a pin or just unlocking the door as they come to the front door, because you'll see it with the little camera in there. So inside here, we have some instruction manuals. And of course, this is the guide to cutting the door information. So you want to keep that close by. We've got a lot of electronics here that you'll need for the putting this onto your door. This is considered as a deadbolt style lock. So as you can see, there's the deadbolt style right there. So if you have a lock that has a different type of mechanism, you might have to get some help there for that. So that's all the parts inside here, and we're not going to set it up just yet. But also in here we have the front control panel. I've done a few of these doors. In fact, we did a couple doors last year, or 2 years ago, excuse me, like that. So this is the front door. This is what you would see on the inside of your door, so you can lock and unlock. I got another box here which has the battery in it. There's the battery. It's 8,500 milliamps. There's the USB-C right there that you would plug it in and charge. But you should put this right in the unit so it would keep it completely charged. You can also go through the app, of course, to lock and unlock, check the battery, if you need to get it on the charger or not. Here is the part that most people would see as they come to your front door. And we'll take the film off to show you this. What we have here is 3 different things. This is the doorbell right here, if you can attach it to have it act as a doorbell. And when that happens, it can activate the camera. Of course, the camera is also motion activated as well. Basically, there's 3 ways to unlock it. One is through the keypad. The other one is through the app. And then the third is the biometrics, which is actually on the top of the unit. So you put your finger on top. This is a 2K camera that you will be able to use your phone or tablet to be able to see who's at the door and be able to let them in. This does not connect up to personal assistants like LA or Siri or anything like that, simply because of the fact you don't want somebody to be walking by an open window and go in and say, "Hey, LA, open the door for me." And then it unlocks the door. So you get the idea. But for the most part, this can be connected up through the MyQ app, and you'll be able to use it that way. It does also have AI ability to it. So if you walked up to your front door, it could actually see your face in the camera and say, "Hey, that's Jeff. Let's let him in," and unlocks the door. And there are some extra accessories that you can get, like for instance, the My Smart Chime, which is basically a little dongle that you plug into a plug receptacle, and it will become the doorbell itself. So if somebody hits this button, you'll hear the chime coming from that. In all, this lock is about $279. We'll have a link down below where you can get it. And I will be putting this on my door. So we'll be testing it out, and we'll talk about that in a later episode. We got this from Bluetti, and of course I went and we talked about all the power solutions from Bluetti, including their Elite series, which is what this is. This is the Elite 10, one of their smaller power generator systems here. But what we saw was the 320 and the 400, which they just came out with, which had more than enough power for on-the-go type stuff. This is perfect for, the picnic or the afternoon out when you're out and about and you need to recharge a phone, or you need to recharge a drone, or you need to set up anything just for some simple power right here. The Elite 10 mini portable power station is a 128 watt battery with LiFePO power, or lithium phosphate battery inside here. It's got 200 watt AC outlet, and it is flight approved. So if you have to take it with you, then you can bring it on a plane. That's pretty interesting. We got some instruction manuals right here on how you can set everything up, including setting up a solar panel if you have an external solar panel. And then we've got the unit right here. It's actually, as you can see, it's very small and very green for that matter. And then also with that, we've got the power cable, and then this is the car adapter, so you can charge it through your vehicle. As you can see, it's pretty lightweight, and I'd say it's maybe about 5 to 10 pounds, somewhere around there. And it feels like an old style clock radio. And if you had to have been born in the 70s and 80s for that type of style clock radio. But the whole point is, we've got the power button right here, which looks like we do have some power. We're at 30% power through the display. We can set up our AC, and we can set up our DC options right here. We've got 2 USB-A and 1 USB-C. These run at 15 watts. This is a USB-C that runs at 100 watts. And then, of course, DC output for 12 volt, 5 amp options right there. On the side, this is where we would plug in the car adapter, or maybe we do our solar panels through here. This is a 100 watt input, so your solar panels will also have to be 100 watts or less, I do believe. And then, of course, on the back, we have a emergency light that we can turn on through here. Multiple options. I'm assuming if we hold it down, yep, it turns itself off. And then on this side, we do have one AC plug at 120 volts to 200 watts. And of course, the DC in. There's a fuse right above it, so if you do blow the fuse, you'll have to get that replaced. But it is the AC input standard plug. It's what they call the computer plug. You can plug it right in there. And of course, nothing on the bottom and on the sides. You can connect this up to iOS. You can connect this up to Android and control this power station from there. But I would use this in many different ways. There's also a couple vents, so you don't block the vents. This is great for the car, in the car for an emergency. This is great, like I said, if you're on a camping trip, if you're on a picnic, if you're doing some hiking. This really can fit in an area, and it's not too heavy to add to whatever you're going to be traveling with. So maybe you're taking the kids to the zoo or the beach or anything like that. You want to make sure that it doesn't get sand in the vents, but you'll be able to keep things powered as you go. And then I would use this in the evening for lights or for cameras or anything like that. Or if you have a drone and you just need to recharge batteries, you have that ability to do that. By the way, when you plug this into the single plug, never plug a surge protector in here. Try to use only one outlet from here, because it's really not rated for more than one thing that's plugged in here, and you could pop these fuse as we talked about before. You got something simple to plug into the 110, and then of course you can use the USB-Cs for powering your phone or powering your laptop. If you have like a Mac Air or anything like that, a smaller computer, 100 watts will charge that up pretty well. So you'll have some extra battery life for whatever you need to do. And that is the Elite 10 by Bluetti. Last thing, I won't be unboxing it or showing you. I'll show you this picture right here. And that is basically the Sylvox 43-inch outdoor TV. It's a Google TV. Of course, it's an outdoor TV, so it can withstand some of the elements from minus 20 degrees to 122 degrees Fahrenheit. And of course, we're going to be unboxing that and setting that up in a future episode. So stay tuned over at geekazine.com, youtube.com/Geekazine for that. But this is part of the haul that I got from CES. Now, I don't normally like to collect things. I'd rather create relationships and then get stuff in-house at that point and then work with them a little bit closer on that. But these were the things that I absolutely had to put into my suitcase, and minus this actually came in the mail just before CES. But I've also got some other cool stuff from some companies. For instance, some teacups I got from a company, and those were really cool. The really nice design. Thank you guys for all of that. And of course, a couple other things such as that. But for the most part, these are the items that we'll be talking about down the road on Geekazine. But the real question is, what did you see at CES that blew your mind? Let me know in the comments below over at geekazine.com, youtube.com/Geekazine. Like, subscribe, bell notification so you know when the next video comes out. And of course, let me know the products that you want me to take a look at when they do come out, because a lot of times at CES, some of this stuff isn't out yet, so we can't get it until March or April, and I'll be getting some of that stuff down the line throughout 2026. So that's it for me today. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, you guys geek out and check out all the cool CES action over at Geekazine. Take care.